of 249.
Oh wow, that's amazing. So drones, it's fabulous. These drones, I am putting some in this on the screen.
Ah,
I'm
okay,
sure
okay.
that you're gonna recognize them. At
I
least,
couldn't see it because I think that you're not sharing the screen.
no, yeah, I'm not sharing the screen yet. Uh, wow, that's fabulous. So here are some drones. DJI
Yeah.
is one.
That's the brand.
DJI, wow.
DJI.
Well, some of them can be quite expensive, 24,500.
Yeah.
Oops.
I think the model is called DJI Flymore Combo Mini 2. I don't remember, but it's a long name.
Very nice. And they can do lots of things, right?
Yeah. At the
Images.
beginning, I was a little bit. How can I say this? I wasn't sure.
Suspicious.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wasn't sure to buy it because I was thinking, well, probably it's gonna be fun, but at the end, what can I do for it with that? And at the end, I saw how can I say?
A
Um,
model.
no, a publication on Facebook
Okay.
where some people was asking to someone who has a drone to make pictures, and I said, well, that could be a
As
new business
s-
model.
source of business. Exactly, a business model. Absolutely, absolutely. You can take. Actually, you can do lots of things with that. For example, some ideas how you can profit on your drone. Because I was thinking about this a while ago myself. For example, you can. There are so many things people can do. Let me say hello to Mitch that's
This is
joining.
true.
Mitch, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, teacher. I'm pretty good, thank you. Sorry for being late. I was looking for a charger for my device, but I didn't find it. Then I used the one of my dad.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm chatting with Mickey about his new drone, and we were chatting about different applications they can have for business. For example, you can use it for to help for colonies patrolling colonies with difficult people. That's like policing or patrolling. That's an application, direct application, right? If there is a colony with difficult people, you can use it as a camera, movable camera. In other words, movable camera. But then you need to make a balance of the batteries because I think they ran out after what, 20 minutes? Is that true? Or 30 minutes?
The
The,
duration?
the battery, yeah. How long do they last?
Actually, in the model that I bought, there are three batteries, and I think that each battery longs around 20 or 25 minutes
20, 25 minutes. So that'll
per
make
battery.
1 hour
Yeah,
total with the three of them, right?
more or less. Yeah.
And then you need to take a tolerance. So say plus minus 10%. So plus minus 6 minutes total, or plus minus 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You can use it to patron. You can use it in parties like first communions, baptisms, first communions, baptisms. Yeah, maybe a person, a group of people, the godparents, the godfather and the godmother, they want to take a picture from above. You can take an upper view of the party, of the people dancing. I mean, you can do lots of things in parties. I think you can search that in parties. Some developers, some developers, of course, they are going to have their own drones, but some people may need to. Some neighbors may want potential buyers, potential buyers of a house. They may want to know the neighborhood, right? The neighborhood. How the neighborhood is,
Sorry.
bless you, if it is well paved,
Yeah.
streets well paved, the surroundings, if they are safe, if they are clean, if they are nice looking, clean, safe, good looking, etc. Right? So you can sell this to potential buyers, developers, installers, for example, installers of antennas.
Hmm.
It's, I mean, there are lots of people who can use a drone and they don't want to make an investment of 15, 20, 25,000. They say, I rather rent Mickey's drone for this purpose, right?
Yeah.
Instead of doing the investment. So there are lots of ideas that you can surely profit on your drone. What do you think of this, Mitch? Profiting on a new device.
What means profiting in Spanish?
Profiting, making a monetary gain to profit.
Ah, well, I think depend of the people could be really demanding and stressful. Well, not that stressful, long process to make it successful. Of course, you can create and send something in your local valley, but what if you want to expose it to the rest of the world? That's another really big step for you. And if everything go well, it could be true benefit for you and the people around.
Yeah, let's say that there is a soccer team that is going to play the finals with another team. I am sure they're going to want to see the games from above, right? Some people go to the stadiums, but they have bad locations. So you want to take views from the top, right?
Yeah.
So if you sell that to the parents, if my kid is playing, I want to see a good view of the top of the stadium to see how the kids are moving. Actually, for trainers, soccer trainers, so soccer trainers that want to show their teams how to move in the field. I think we just found another application. Thank you, Mitch. So maybe I am a trainer and I want to tell them, look, you are moving too much to the right. You need to go more to the left. You are not close to the defense. You are very close. You need to move back faster. You need to go. You need to run fast, more. You need to be stronger, etc. So I think that for soccer trainers, this would be very handy as well. And not only soccer football, but American football as well. Any sport that has a field to play, I would say that you can use this. But okay, Mitch's point is also good, right? Why do you want to expose it? I assume that once you are trained in the use of your device, then you can try to do some business. But of course, that's a personal decision. That's I'm just making some suggestions.
Hmm. Yes, sure. I will do it.
Okay. Well, then when you make your first business, then you invite Mitch and myself an ice or a lollipop.
Yes, sure.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Well, I would like to share, Mitch, Mickey, um, sort of questions before we go to the next section, which is uh, not agro industry. I would go to the next one, which um, is this one, mechatronics. Actually, it's the topic, right? Mechatronics. I would like to do a couple of questions about music to change the topic. And really quick, there is a musician called Beethoven, Ludwig van Beethoven. And the question is, do you think, Mitch, that musicians of the past did live or lived a happy life? What do you think?
Mm, I think it's not a rule. If someone, it's a part of something, a category of something, automatically he or she going to be happy in life. Well, in the case of musician, they are an artist and they could express their feelings in by the music. I really don't know, but I think some of them yes and others not.
Okay, very interesting comment. Actually, I agree, and it's a new view. Do you think that this musician Mickey Beethoven lived a happy life, or he was it was a bit dramatic, or like everyone in reality had ups and downs?
Um, well, I know that Beethoven was deaf. How do you say?
Deaf, he was
Yeah.
deaf.
He was deaf, and I can imagine that someone who makes music to lose your sense of audition. So yeah,
Sense of hearing, yes.
of hearing. Yeah, probably is a little bit well so stressing, right? But I know that he continues creating new how it's called sonatas
Sonatas, yeah,
compositions.
they're absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and and it's not for generalize, but I think that the people in the past lives less than now,
Yeah. Well, they lived less because the life expectancy was much lower,
lower.
and that
Yeah.
is for healthy reasons because many vaccines had not been discovered. For example, can
Mhm.
you do a quick research about the life of Frédéric Chopin and Mozart really quick? Maybe Mitch, you can research a bit about Chopin and Mickey about Mozart, please. Just very quickly, the biography of Frédéric Chopin and the biography of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, please, really quick.
Japan?
Chopin, Chopin. Frédéric
Okay.
Chopin is Chopin. It's spelled.
I
Yeah.
found here the biography of Chopin.
You found it?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to share it, Mickey, please? And maybe read a little bit about it.
Can you see it?
Let's see. Yeah, I can see it. Biography. Yeah. Okay. Can you read a bit, please?
Yes. Considered Poland's greatest composer, Frédéric Chopin focused his efforts on piano composition and was a strong influence on composers who followed him. Who was Frédéric Chopin? Frédéric Chopin was a renowned Polish and French composer who published his first composition at age 7 and began performing 1 year later. In 1832, he moved to Paris, socialized with high society, and was known as an excellent piano teacher. His piano compositions were highly influential.
Okay. Something about his life, how long he lived, and why did he die so young? Let's see if we can make like life in
Hmm,
Paris.
Final years in death.
Yeah, yes, please.
By the mid-1840s, both Chopin's health and his relationship with Sand were deteriorating. His behavior had also become erratic, possibly due to an undiagnosed form of epilepsy. Their affair ended in 1848 after, among other things, Sand's unflattering portrayal of their relationship in her 1846 novel Lucrezia Floriani. In the end, both parties were too proud to reconcile, and Chopin's spirit and health were broken. He made an extended tour to the British Isles, where he struggled under an exhausting schedule. making his last public appearance on November 16, 1848. He then returned to Paris, where he died on October 17, 1849, at age 39. His body was buried at Père-Lachaise Cemetery, but his heart was interred at a church in Warsaw, near the place of his birth.
Well, imagine such a great composer dying at age 39.
39, yeah,
That's young, don't you think?
yeah.
Um, and, well, apparently he had his good relationship, long-lasting relationship with George Sand ended. Well, and then he contracted this disease. What's this? Very bad disease. That you start bleeding and bleeding, bleeding. Hemorrhage, internal hemorrhage. What's this? Typhus, typhus. Something similar to typhus. So let me look it up really quick. What did Chopin die from? So what did Chopin die from? Is a very is already eradicated tuberculosis. He died of tuberculosis. Imagine.
Tuberculosis pulmonar.
Yes, yeah, that's horrible, and that has almost been eradicated from the world now. So when you say that they used to die younger, it's true, but that was the result of the current situation. It was not so healthy as it is now. Um, there are lots of very romantic pieces from Chopin. Have you ever heard anything from Chopin, Mitch? Any nocturnes or waltzes, compositions, ballades?
Maybe, maybe, but
Maybe.
I don't identify it.
Okay. He has very many very beautiful pieces, very romantic, all kinds of music, but mostly romantic and very, I wouldn't say melancholic. Have you heard his music, Mickey?
Yeah, nocturnes.
Nocturnes, yeah, they're lovely.
Hmm.
They're lovely. Okay. Well, let's read what you have found about Mozart, Mitch, please. Can you Google Mozart a little bit? Thank you, Mickey.
Yes, sir.
Let's Google Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and find out what age he died at and why did he die so young.
Let me see if I can because am I a mobile?
That's more, yeah, that's true. That's more complex. So I can
I
probably Google.
could search it.
Okay, you can search it. Yes, please, Mickey. And then we have Mitch read it, please.
Beethoven.
No, 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 that was Mozart.
Mozart.
He died also very young, I think age 34. Much younger than Chopin. Beethoven died when he was 56. Still young, I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna share the screen.
Yes, please. Okay, here we have an abstract. Can you read it, Mitch, please?
Yes. What means throughout?
Throughout, a través de su vida.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Throughout his life, Mozart suffered frequent attacks of tonsillitis. In 1784, he developed post-streptococcal Scotland Hanach syndrome, which caused chronic glomerular nephritis and chronic renal failure. His fatal illness was due to scarring Hanach purpura with death from cerebral hemorrhage and bronchopneumonia. Venesection may have contributed to his death. Mhm,
Okay, it doesn't say what age was he, right?
no.
How old did Mozart die? Let me find out. How old was Mozart when he died? All right. Well, he died at 35 years old, age 35. Let me share this. Thank you, Mickey, for sharing.
Yes, sir.
Uh, I'll share the screen and here. And now there was a rumor that I never heard of, but he died at 35. What do you think?
Very young.
Very
Yes, we're
young.
young.
Yeah, and it says, what illness did Mozart die of? And it's what you were saying, bronchopneumonia, right? That's what people are dying these days out of COVID because you don't have enough defenses. So they affect the lungs, and people die out of bronchopneumonia. I didn't know about cerebral hemorrhage, but bronchopneumonia is bad enough. Well,
It's very bad.
yeah. Okay, well, let's. They live better now. What do you think? Do they live better now?
I think it is the same since those days. Of course, today the expectancy of life is a lot better, but uh, like always, there are always examples who can get to the success and famousness. Maybe because they really are pretty good, or they get contacts to make them to promote them and make them famous. But on other hand, there are also independent musicians or singers which they are by themselves and they are trying to get famous or get recognized too, but not always is that simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there are many talented people who have a lot of merit and they don't get the attention of the public because they don't have the contacts. That's very
Yeah.
important.
Um, if I can comment, related with this question that is here, if does Maluna have any more merit than Beethoven did? Why? Why not? Because related than I said, it's Beethoven. I
Beethoven,
can
yes.
I can understand if some people of the new generations don't know Beethoven because well, there's not a lot of promotion in the actual society that Maluma has for all the ways and all on everywhere. With some Maluma, we know who is him because all the promoters that he has instead of Beethoven. That's well, it's not already with us still.
Okay, I understand. But then you think he has more merit, less merit, or it is not important? I mean, what do you think? How do you measure merit among musicians? Because you say something very, very smart, very, very true. They have more contacts. Obviously, there's much more technology. You can make a phone call and contact people in Europe, in the US, in South America. Whereas in the times of Beethoven and Chopin and Mozart, there was not even a telegraph, so much less a telephone. How would you make contacts with other people, right? The communications were in diapers back then. What do you think, Mickey, about this question? Does Maluma have any more merit? Less? The same? Is measuring apples with oranges? What do you think?
Uh, I think that it's not possible to compare them because
Yes.
obviously we are in other times where everything's connected. You can discover Maluma in yourself, and then to discover Beethoven in the past, I think that will be so difficult, or more difficult, or just some quantity of people could discover and another big quantity of people couldn't. So obviously, I don't think that Maluma have more merit than Beethoven, but obviously it's more popular now.
Yeah. And now about the concept that Mitch just mentioned, which I find very, very interesting. You can make an artist very famous just, or maybe not just, but with a lot of help from promotion, right? Maybe they have a regular talent, but if they have good promoters, he or she will become extremely famous and very wealthy too and successful, at least economically. Um, how do you consider that phenomena, Mitch, Mickey?
Mm, well, I think that is not fair because there are a lot of talent people, and probably they're not discovered because they don't have the contacts that other people has. But well, I think that now with the internet, it's a little bit easier to be discovered because now if you upload a video and that video will make viral,
Okay.
yeah, well, people could discover you and follow you.
Yeah. Okay. Good comment, Mickey. What do you think about this, Mitch? Is it fair
Um,
that yes, yes, Mitch, go ahead.
no, and please, teacher.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same. Is it possible that, I mean, promoting yourself is part of your merit? Can we say that it has no value when in reality it has a lot of value? Having connections, having friends, treating your clients well. I mean, people become famous because they advertise themselves or they get promoters, right? I'm sure that not only Beethoven was a great pianist and composer, there were others probably just as good, but they had not the contacts that Beethoven had with the royalty and the duchess and the counts and princes and all the royalty in, well, what was back then the Austro-Prussian Empire. So is it not the same back then as it is today? Mitch, what do you think?
Okay. Uh, taking that Mickey said, of course, everyone can be discovered by the social media, and get, and unfortunately or fortunately, we have no. Unfortunately, the people who get better contacts is gonna be more merited, and other for others could be easier for their families or kind of contents, and for others not. And even worse, that's why a lot of young people it's opting to this way of try to be famous in the social media instead of doing like scientific careers or something like that, because apparently it's not better monetized like being a creator of content to the internet. And well, that's sad. And compare it with Beethoven, I think everyone knows Beethoven compositions, but they don't know that Beethoven made them. Also, because he is not alive anymore, the music's passed to the use public because the years that a song can have author
Copyright?
rights, copyright, uh, are very past Beethoven compositions, and that's why everyone knows them, and at the same time they don't know the author. Uh, I think Beethoven composition it's already the global, the cultural globalization.
Okay. Absolutely. I fully agree with you, Mitch. Yeah. Well, it's a topic for a long debate. I thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Mickey, for your comments. And obviously, there is a lot of information out there that we can discuss. But well, let's move on. Let's move on to a new topic, and which is a totally different topic, which is mechatronics. What is mechatronics? Are you familiar with mechatronics? Well, Mickey is going to be much more familiar now with his drone. Right? And what is it? Can you read what mechatronics is, Mickey, please? Let me increase the font size a bit.
Yes, sure. Um, Chapter 4, Mechatronics. What is it?
Yes.
Mechatronics is a multidisciplinary field that refers to the skill sets needed in the contemporary advanced automated manufacturing industry.
Okay. With your own words, how do you understand mechatronics, Mickey?
Could be like different skills in the technology that you can use to the manufacturing industry.
Okay. Would you say that it combines mechanics and electronics?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. So, Mitch, please, specialists. What do mechatronics specialists do, please?
Specialists, mechatronics specialists work with massive industrial robots, smaller robots in pick and place operation drones, designing control systems for rides in amusement parks, etc.
Okay.
And well, I think this is the ones which make pieces for industrial economy, like something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And there are lots of applications for that, right? There are lots and lots of applications. You can see here, for example, where you use it. Let's read this, Mickey, please, where it says its use.
Its use, mechatronics specialists create simpler, smarter systems. Mechatronics is an essential foundation for the expected growth in automation and manufacturing.
Well, that is a very important specification because then you are planning to automate everything. When things become automatic, we could say that the world will be governed by robots. So that is going to lead us to a speculation question. What is going to happen when most processes on earth are automated? Are we going to suffer a huge unemployment, or what do you think?
Mm, well, probably there's a chance that that could happen because the technology is advancing so fast, and probably we could be a little bit antiquated. It is correct to say
Yes, 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 yes.
to the future, and could be and probably we couldn't be enough to one type of work, and the machines could do it.
All right. Do you ever fear any of this, Mitch? That one day we will be governed by robots, that everything will be automated, and instead of being the masters, we will become or could become the slaves of robots? What do you think about this idea?
Mm, I'm not sure. Uh, of course, until now, they can just follow the orders that they buy code with. But I'm looking, well, I'm seeing the uh, IA
And I?
in and I that they are created their own codes, and that's something really impressive, stunning for me. And I can imagine what kind of codes they are capable to create in the future if they codes could make us turn us in danger to the society. But I think if the owners look up to they were creating no they are creating bad codes and dangerous code. They could just disconnect it and turn them off fastly, uh,
Quickly, very good.
quickly.
Well,
And
that yes, yes, yes.
uh
Continue, continue.
no, it's that originally. I think it could be very difficult that could be possible.
Okay, but potentially, or at least if we speculate about that, it is theoretically possible.
Oh yes.
Is so. Do people ever get afraid of that? Do we fear the future that everything will be mechanized, automated, and that we could become the slaves and not the masters of robots? That's I don't know. Well, how do you feel about that, Mickey? Is that possible, or maybe it's just fiction?
That we could be replaced for robots.
Yes, we could be replaced by robots, and then we not only are replaced, but then we work for them.
Uh, well, I hope that. Mm, in one part, yeah, I think that it's possible because, for example, now in the actuality there are machines that are doing the work that time ago people do it that people did,
Yes,
and probably there's gonna be some type of works or jobs that couldn't be replaced by robots, but probably yeah, in the future, if we see in terms of economy, it's better to have one robot to pay to 10 people because you only need to give to the machine the maintaining, how to say,
maintenance.
maintenance, and instead of pay month per month to a person, you know.
Exactly. Which are the advantages that robots have over humans? In addition that they don't get tired and they don't ask for raises, they don't miss work. So what are the advantages? Robots don't miss working days, right? The
Yeah.
grandma never gets sick like we do, right? My grandma got sick. I'm sorry I couldn't come.
Um, what could be? How do you say aumento?
Increase, increment.
Yeah, robots wouldn't ask you an increment.
Okay, they wouldn't ask you for a salary increment. Do they get tired? They don't get tired, right? They don't get tired.
Yeah.
Um, what else? What other advantages they have?
Mm, robots are quicker.
Are quicker, right? Well, yeah, you can program them to do the tasks much faster.
Yeah.
Or faster or quicker. Exactly. What are the disadvantages that you have with robots? Which are the disadvantages?
Are expensive.
Well, yeah, for once, absolutely. They are
Uh,
expensive.
they
It's
need maintenance.
They need
maintenance.
maintenance.
Mhm,
They need maintenance.
mhm.
Exactly. What else?
Mm,
Can can I take
uh,
a quick phone call really quick, Mitch,
yes, sure,
Mickey?
don't worry.
Yes.
Just a second, please.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Bueno, sí, me das I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It was just a quick phone call. Um, so they need maintenance. They are expensive, Mitch. What else?
Libros. Uh, that you need people to do the maintenance for, so you need to pay them.
Right. Yes. And exactly. Hence, consequently, you need to pay those technicians, which will not be cheap either, right, Mickey? They will not be cheap.
Yeah.
So, well, okay. Let's do some other reading here. Skills. What are the skills of a mechatronics specialist? Who wants to read that, please?
Mm, me, I think so.
Okay, okay,
It's my
please.
turn.
Okay. Yes, please.
Skills. A mechatronic specialist is a creative problem solver who can work on a team. Thinking creatively is the first step. Being able to communicate good ideas to coworkers involves tact.
Okay. So you need to be very creative, and you can see all the types of applications mechatronics engineers have. Right, it's the combination of mechanics and electronics, and you have just amazing equipments, devices, apparatus, appliances, everything. Which are the most? Let's Google the most stunning creations of the electronics industry. Which are the most stunning, the most amazing um, devices that humankind has created? Can you Google that? Most
Yeah.
stunning, amazing devices.
There's a page called I think that is of the magazine Time,
Okay.
and this magazine has an article that is called "The 50 Most Influential Gadgets of All Time."
Oh, really? You want to share it, Mickey, please?
Yeah, the 50.
50. Well, that's plenty.
Mm-hmm. mm, it is visible.
Let's. It is visible now. Yes, thanks. 50. Let's scroll through some of them and see what you guys think.
The 50 is Apple iPhone.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Continue scroll down or
Yes, please, and let's see what Mitch thinks. Ah, well,
um,
Sony Trinitron. You remember that?
Sparky.
You remember that, Mitch?
I see one of them once uh, in my grandfather home, but this one doesn't work anymore.
Oh, okay.
Apple Macintosh.
Well, what do you think of that, Mickey? You ever saw one?
Mm, no,
Never saw
but
it? Okay.
in person now.
All
But I
right.
think that was the beginning of the new computers.
Okay. That is what we saw and what we had when we went to college. When we went to FIME, this is the type
Mhm.
of machines that we had over there. Ask your dad, he's going to tell you.
Apple Macintosh.
Yeah, that's the type of computers they had over there.
Wow. Sony Walkman.
You don't remember that, do you?
Not in that version, but I had a type of Walkman, but it was newest.
Okay, was newer.
Hmm.
All right, very nice. I don't think you ever saw an IBM model, Mitch, did you?
No,
Okay, pretty antique. The Victrola, well, that's from the 50s or 40s, I think. No, from the last century, no, 2 centuries ago.
Yeah, was invented in 1877.
Okay,
What is
and then
this? This Regency
transistor
here.
radio,
Ah, mm-hmm.
transistor radio. Oof, that's very old. The Kodak.
Oh yeah, brownie camera.
Amazing. They are so old now, almost inexistent.
Yeah, the iPod.
The iPod, yeah, Apple iPod.
I don't know what is this.
A magic wand is a
It's a
microphone.
microphone.
Yeah,
This a calculator.
yeah, a Canon Pocketronic because it was in the pocket, could fit your pocket.
Huh. What is
Philips,
this?
the VCR, the video
Mm.
recorder.
Okay, yeah.
Some of them are still available.
Mm-hmm.
They're amazing. Atari, ooh, look at that. Did you ever play with an Atari?
Yeah, no,
Never. You
never.
know how they work? You ever saw one, Mitch? Or you never saw one?
Mm, in expositions.
Okay. Yeah, ooh, those are incredibly old now, but they were
There,
modern at their
there
time.
was a game, right, that is called like ping pong.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's where you use it. It was a lot of fun.
8-bit.
Yeah,
Used robotics posters. I don't know what is this.
I have no idea either. Beep, beep, boop, boop. A Nintendo. Oof. All these games
Nintendo,
and consoles. Yeah,
Game Boy,
Game Boy.
Typewriter.
Well, yeah, this was one of the first electric typewriters that replaced the manual typewriter that was from Olivetti. So they started with a new one. It was
And what
automatic.
was the difference between this and the other?
Well, this was much faster, much more precise. They had a feature that you could erase something if you
Mm.
ever made a mistake.
Oh yeah,
So
that's true.
they were really good.
Motorola Bravo Pager. I don't know what is this.
The pager is what like
Beepers.
yeah, exactly. That's what it were.
Hmm.
The camcorder. Ooh, those are quite old. I had one of those.
Oh, this one.
So yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
do you make videos?
yeah. Well, family videos. That was a while ago when the girls were young.
And it was expensive.
I remember one of them cost like 5,000 pesos back then.
And of this of now.
Yeah, no, no, more or less the equivalent of 5,000 pesos.
Oh, okay, okay.
So not extremely expensive, but it was not
Mhm.
cheap either. So,
Motorola Droid.
Droid, yeah.
ThinkPad.
ThinkPad, wow. All of these devices. Are you familiar with most of them, Mitch?
I see them sometimes, but too familiar, say no.
Okay, all right.
Hmm.
Talking of GPS, well, I had a brother-in-law who had one of these, and he felt he was the last coke of the desert because he had one of these.
And all
Okay,
the cell phones. Well, the majority of cell phones has GPS.
yeah, most of them have it. Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
an answering machine. You left a message, and you could
Ah.
record your message.
Oh, okay, okay. A BlackBerry.
The BlackBerry, yeah, was very popular 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Well, I had a tutor from Siemens that had a BlackBerry, and it was the state of the art, one of the best devices you could ever see back then, 20 years ago.
Yeah. The iPad. Oops.
Right, incredible. Commodore 64. One of my
What is it?
classmates had a Commodore. It's a computer.
This is a
You
computer?
adapt this to a screen. Yeah, this is the keyboard, and you connect this to a screen, and it's a Commodore. It's one of the oldest ones that eventually became popular. The Polaroid camera.
So it's just the keyboard.
This is the keyboard, yes.
Okay. Pol- Polaroid camera.
Polaroid, yeah.
Amazon Kindle. I have a Kindle, but now I don't know that that was the first model.
Yeah, I never saw this one either. I see the new ones
And
so much.
has the, how do you say,
The
the
keypad,
keypad? Yeah. Hmm.
still twisted. I don't know what that is. You've seen that?
No. I think that records like some programs or shows of television.
Ah, okay. I never saw that. Toshiba DVD player, yeah, that was famous.
I had
What?
one of those.
You had one of those?
Yeah.
The PlayStation, yeah, those were
PlayStation.
popular.
Mhm.
The
We
Wii,
had, yeah, this was one of my favorites.
yeah, okay. You could play like tennis with a simulator of a racket, right?
Mm-hmm. Tennis, bowling,
Tennis, bowling, yeah. My
box.
daughters had this one too. When they were what, 10 years old, I think. Minerva was
Yeah, I
10 and
think that the launch was on 2008.
2008. Yeah, exactly. So Minerva was 11 actually,
Hmm.
and Sophia was 7.
7.
Yeah, a lot of fun. I don't
Yeah.
see this.
Gerald Cable box. Um,
Dozens of different channels.
it's like a cable TV.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then you have the Nokia. Oof,
Hmm.
that's quite old.
Wow.
Yeah,
With
160
more than,
million sold. Yeah,
yeah, HP.
yeah, the printer,
Mm-hmm.
Palm
What is
Pilot.
this?
Um, you could store information here. For
Mm-hmm.
example, the phone number of a friend, important
Mm-hmm.
data, and you just write in it with this pencil, and
Mm-hmm.
in the screen, it's like um, yeah, like a directory or address book or phone book.
It's like notes now in the cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Well, cell
Motorola
phones.
Attack.
It was the Apple
Apple iPod.
iBook.
It's like a laptop.
Yeah, back then.
Before the, what's the name? It's Mac. I don't remember the name of the laptop.
Smartphone? No, I don't remember either. Let's see. This is
Oculus
Oculus
Rift.
Rift.
It's like VR, right?
Yeah, virtual reality.
Mm-hmm. This one.
This one.
We have one of those.
You have one of those?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Fitbit.
How do you like these devices, Mitch? Are they any impressive?
Well, of course, it's nice to know the origin of the things that we usually break quotidian way too much in their modern versions. It's
Right.
cool to see the origin.
Good to see the origin of these devices. Yeah, that's true. That's a good comment. The thermostat, automatic. It's simply incredible all the things that we now have. The Raspberry
What is this?
is the same as the BlackBerry, but this is a device that you could insert the card in the computer to give it extra memory, extra features, extra characteristics.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
like extra memory, you inserted a card for adding memory. Sometimes you wanted to add audio. All the things that are now integrated, back then they were independent.
Mm. Like now it's called the SSD on laptops.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Mm,
But much more rudimentary.
yeah.
Look, the
Drone.
grandfather of the drone,
DJI Phantom.
the Clavinova digital piano. Well, these are really good, and that's the one that I was talking about the other day, Mickey. That are not so expensive, and they're really good, and they don't go out of tune, and they last forever. And I think you could get one of these like for 20,000, 25,000 pesos.
Oh, it's not so expensive.
Not really. It doesn't get out of tune, and the pulsation is really good. This is excellent. Really, really good investment, I would think.
Yeah, exactly. What is
You know those, right?
mhm. Is a 3D printer.
Yeah.
The last one is Google Glass.
Wow. Impressive.
Oh.
Well, the evolution of technology, people can get astonished by all this progress that civilization has taken. So, how do you feel after seeing the evolution of all these devices, Mitch, Mickey? What would your final comments be talking about mechatronics, civilization, progress, evolution? Is there a limit?
Mm, actually, I feel a little bit nostalgic
Okay.
because, for example, I remember the console Wii, Nintendo Wii.
Yeah, I do too.
Now, for me at that time was like the best technology, and now I see like the videos of the video games of Wii, and I was thinking like, wow, it wasn't looked so great that I went. How is it that I was expected
Yeah, as I expect. Yeah, had
as
expected.
I
Yes.
expected, and it's funny how those models, those computers in that time were the top of everything, and now are like
History.
useless in parts.
Useless. Yeah, that's true. Very good comment, Mickey. Thank you, Mitch. How do you feel? What does it make you think? What is your what are your final comments about this interesting topic?
It's pretty great how, like, a little idea you can construct something, and when you expose it to the public and the public really like it get revolutionary in some way. And if the other enterprises want to continue the production of this, but in their own form, they going to deform it, and well, the same original idea, they could get their own technology and a style to make
Yes.
them unique. And well, I think, as you said, if the technology has a limit, depending of your materials and combinations, but I think the human, it's very creativity. um I think there's not limit. You have to have money,
Okay.
materials, and creativity.
Very good. Excellent. Well, Mitch, Mickey, I really want to thank you. This was a very interesting conversation as usual. Um, when do we want to meet again? Do you think you guys have time this Thursday, tomorrow?
Thursday.
How's your sketch? Thursday, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sure. Could be great on Thursday, and I don't know if it's possible on Friday because
Friday.
there are three or just one
We
extra
have
class.
two pending
Two,
classes tomorrow,
depending
I
classes.
think, and maybe Friday because last Saturday we didn't have our class.
Yes, sure. It is possible to do on Friday.
Yeah, yeah. I actually prefer on Friday than Saturday. That I'm gonna get busy with the dentist. I need to go to Leon to see the dentist. So
Mhm.
tomorrow and Friday would be great.
Friday,
Okay.
what time?
Friday I'm free the whole afternoon except from 2 to 3 that I go swimming. But before 2, from between 12 and 2, or after 3, maybe 3:30.
It could be at, yeah, at 3:30 to 4:30.
Yeah,
Okay.
how about that, Mitch? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Well, see you tomorrow then, guys. Take care. Mitch, Mickey, good to see
Thank you
you
very
and see
much,
you
teacher.
tomorrow then. Take care.
Take
Bye,
care. You
teacher.
as
Have a
well.
Thank
good
you.
one.
Bye.
Have a
Goodbye.
great
Thank you.
day.
Take care. You too.
Bye.
Enjoy. Bye
Thank
bye.
Enjoy.
you.